I think I do hate narwhals. I think I really do. I was thinking about it, like, okay, like I think most animals, like for like an example, like an elephant, like you take the elephant's like, trunk away, which is again another like a weird name for its nose, but it's for the nose. Like why? Like at least it's still an elephant, you know. You could say that it's an elephant. Like that's an elephant. You could look at it and be like it's an elephant. But like for a narwhal, that's not even like a that's just like a like it doesn't even like it doesn't mean anything to me. Like it's so worthless. I just want to harvest like its resources. I just want to use it. Like that's what the instinct inside of me is telling me to do. Because like I don't. Because usually I want to preserve things for like because it deserves like because the species deserve to live because they're beautiful or because they help me eat. Like, but what does a narwhal do? What is a single thing a narwhal does? I just feel like it should just be harvested as a resource. So like we should start making like narwhal powered like I don't know like gasoline like refineries. I don't know. We need gas. We need more gas. Like we need like whatever. Like we need more like oil refineries with the narwhals. That's what we do. Use their horn somehow. We could do it and start making stuff out of them because they're so worthless. And so my inner human just tells me that my inner human the human that I am, it's saying just harvest it and just use it because the other part of me would because there's two parts of me. There's the rational mind and the primitive mind, and the rational mind would say this is an animal, but I don't even think it's an animal. I don't even think it's real. Like I don't even believe okay, I should put it out there. I don't even think narwhals are real. Like I just don't believe it. But if they were, like I just want to harvest it. I just want to use it, and because I have a disdain towards it. Like because it's just so ugly and useless. It's like what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Like look at all these wonderful animals, all these creatures that have been that are on this earth, and you're a narwhal. You're a narwhal. You're the atoms that made you up. They probably made up a star in another creature like an Amaloclaris. Like that's worth it. But then you become like a narwhal. The narwhal if it has its horns, like okay, I get you like a narwhal. But if you take the horn away, like imagine that. It's a tooth. It's a tooth. Imagine if I took one of your teeth and you're unrecognizable. Because that's what it is. If you don't have a narwhal, it's just a fucking weird dolphin at that point. It's just like a deformed vaquita dolphin. Like it's just a failure. It's like genetically a failure, I'm sure too. Like look at it. It has no the horn is the only thing keeping it from extinction. I promise you that. If I took away its horn, it would go extinct immediately. And I think it doesn't even use its horn probably. It's probably just to have a horn. Just it probably has a horn just to say that like I am a creature that can be recognized, because I think it didn't have. I doubt it even uses its horn. I doubt it just has a performative horn. It's not even real. It doesn't even use it, but it has it so that people know what it is. But at the end of the day, then that's not like that's like believing in religion because you fear death. You don't really believe it. You just don't want to die. The narwhal doesn't really use its horn. It just doesn't want to be known. It wants to be known as a narwhal. And it doesn't want to be known as like, so it has the horn. But that just makes me want to hurt it even more. It's more personal. Like I want to use it because it's my human, like my side of me that is saying I want to use it because it's a resource. Like think of the oil refineries, as I said. But a part of me wants it to hurt. I want to see it be hurt. Because I wanted to know how much I don't like it. Like how much it kind of, it hurts me to look at it and how much I hate it. But I kind of want it to feel it, but that's kind of selfish. And I understand it. Therefore, I propose the idea of an oil refinery made out of narwhal, parts, or, not narwhal parts. Yes, narwhal parts. Like the horn. I'm sure you could use the horn as like a tube or I don't know how oil refining works, but I'm sure you could reinvent it to kind of suit the whatever the things, because I'm sure they have blubber and they use blubber for things like oil. I guess I think it's lamp. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm willing to learn, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe part of it is there's a part of me that kind of enjoys the fact that it just pushes me to I think part of it is I see this thing. And I know that my human side is always, it wants innovation. It wants to improve, and it wants to be better than what it was, and it wants to better itself. Because that is just the human condition. And if we're not gonna, like, that's the human condition is to strive to improve. That's what it is. That's just what we are. That's what we do. We do get better and we improve. We do things faster and cooler and stronger ways. And I think I see this. Narwhal, and I think what I say to myself is that I see not an animal, because that's not an animal. You can't tell it's an animal, but I see an opportunity for me to seize like new means of production. Because the thing is this. I think part of this is. So I have established that I have these parts of me that, like, okay, I have a part of me that was, like, humanitarian, that wants to do good, but a part of me that also wants to be successful as a human being. And I think I see this as a perfect, like, why I see this as so great is that, narwhals mean nothing. They are nothing to the environment. Once they're gone, it is only doing good. It is only doing good to the world. And so if I can use this as both a resource to fuel the side of me that's wants to improve, but also I can appease my humanitarian side by telling myself that those aren't animals. Not even telling me, because it is understood that these are not animals. They don't deserve to be anything. They're wasting space. They would be much better off powering my car. And so, like, I think that's really what about them. It just kind of gives me, like, I don't know, like, that's what fuels me about them. Because I see them and I realize that they have so much potential. The fact that we're not using that, I think it pisses me off. I think it makes me angry. I think I see the narwhal and I say, why are we using this to power cars? I want this shit in my veins. I want this in my microplastics. You know what? Make the horns into lithium batteries. And then we can put it in electric cars too. And that's what I say. Or maybe their eyeballs have something like, I think we are in a revolution of narwhal, not narwhal inspired, narwhal like adjacent, narwhal, like things with a base in narwhal technology. Because I think we could get to a spot where we can harvest anything in that narwhal and make it into something very technologically advanced, because we just can do that. And I think that's what excites me. I'm like, I see this creature that's so worthless. I'm like, I can become the god of this new frontier of narwhal technology, and I can be the god of it. And I can be the god. I can be the Christ of narwhal technology. And that, I think I see that too. And I think I see looking at myself and I say, I can be the man that changed the world through narwhal technology. And I think it makes me happy. I think it makes me excited. Honestly, I think I'm smiling. I'm laughing. And I think that's just what it is. I think that's, I think that's a large part of it. That it's a little selfish, but also what isn't, what technological advancement isn't fueled by the one guy that invented the word horsepowers. It was a scummy business tactic, and we still use horsepower today. And maybe it's selfish, and you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. But I see this, and I see an opportunity. I see this narwhal, or I see this amalgamation, this thing of flesh and blubber and one very long protruding tooth, and I say I can make that something. I say I can make this coal into a diamond. It's not even coal, because at least you know what coal is given to naughty kids, and it can be used to make a fire. But a narwhal can't be used for anything, but that's the point. So really, I'm actually taking this coal, I'm taking this diamond, because diamond doesn't really do anything, really. A diamond just, rests on someone's finger if they have it, and they're not rare. I'm just gonna say that, diamonds aren't rare. They're just hoarded by the same big companies. That's the big truth for you all. But I'll take this diamond, I'll make it into coal that I can use. That is gonna be my slogan. Turning diamonds into coal. Because people think narwhals are worth something like a diamond. Yeah, because people think that narwhals are worth something. People think diamonds are worth something, but neither of them are worth anything. And really, what's useful is what they really are. Their original version, and that is the atoms of the narwhal and the capabilities of the narwhal blubber and horn, and then the coal version of the diamond, because you can use that. Like I see this in myself and I say, I'm a genius. And you know, maybe that's bad. Maybe I should not be saying that. Maybe it's like wrong. But like, is that anything wrong with that? Like, I can recognize that me myself is like, I just am a pretty smart dude sometimes. I have these ideas, and I think really, like, I just think I'm trapped by my mind. I think I was chilling in a society that's not gonna let me. I'm not gonna be able to do it. It's like I might. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I can do. And I think I don't know. I don't know. I feel just, I don't know, trapped sometimes. Like I have these ideas and I have these things, and I want to birth these ideas and to birth these feelings I have. The feelings towards Narwhals, the feelings towards like oil refineries and my passion for lithium batteries. I want these ideas to be expressed, and I want them to be so distinctly mine that they say this is the guy that invented the Narwhal technology that changed the world, and I want to be seen as that. But I feel as if sometimes I almost fear the fact that I might not be able to fulfill that dream, and so I hold myself back. Because if I never try, then I can never fail. But I can never get anywhere if I don't ever try. But then again, I can just run away from it, and I won't be hurt by it. I think that's what scares me. I think that's really what it's about too. Is that I think narwhals also represent my own kind of deep-seated fear that I too am just a one-trick pony. I am just this person that, people might see me as special, but at the end of the day, if you just take one of my elements away, I'm just a fucking like creature, just like a sea animal. Like, I'm not a fun one either. I'm just like a piece of blob and like muscle. I don't know what it's made out of. I don't. But my point is that's like, I'm a fucking chicken of the sea that just. Well, even chickens are interesting. I can't even have something compared to because it's so boring. I can't even make comparison because it's so boring. My point is that I think that's what I am. It's like I feel like a one-trick pony, and I think that's what the narwhal really is to me. If anything, it's a symbol of like my own insecurities, and the fact that I think by taking the narwhal and using it to make a future, it's almost my own way of telling myself that I can do it. By taking this thing that means so much to me, like honestly means so much to me, and I think by turning it into something greater, I think that's how. I don't know. I think that might be the first step. Like. Just going out there and fucking killing the narwhal, and just doing it, and just killing the narwhal. That's my new slang. Just kill the narwhal. That means just go out and do it. It's like then just do it. Just kill the narwhal. Just kill him. Because I think that's what I need to do. I just need to start. Because yeah, I think that's it. You know what? I think that's it. I can't live like this. I have to move on. And I think the first step to that is killing the narwhal. And I think the first step is, now that I've recognized the flaws in my own, like, ideologies that not even an ideology, the thoughts that I carry, and now I must do something about them. Because I can wallow on them, but that doesn't mean anything. So I have to act. And if I delay it longer, maybe someone else will find out the narwhal technology, but I can't do that. Maybe they'll make, like, technology out of, like, I don't know, the green birds that don't have kids. I don't know what they're called, but maybe they'll make technology out of it, and I can't have that happen. And so I need to act now, and I need to act quick. I need to kill the narwhal. And I'm going to make it into an oil refinery. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I think that's what the narwhal means to me, honestly. And I think that as much as I want to hate them, I can't bring myself to. I think I love them. I think really, even though they represent so much turmoil I have inside myself, what can I do but love myself? I'm the one that understands myself. And maybe that means narwhals are really the ones that understand me, Understands what it's like to be that one-trick pony, to be this vessel possible of all this innovation and change, but just nothing's done with it. The narwhal hasn't been turned into a lithium battery or a machine in an oil refinery, and it doesn't realize how many cars it could power and how big its car could be. But it's like me, I I don't realize. I don't even think I realize my own potential. I think that's the hardest thing about it. And I think I realize that the narwhal doesn't realize that. And I think it makes me love it. And I think it makes me feel ways towards it that I don't know how I want. I don't know. And it makes me feel just a certain way. And I think that's really what the narwhal means to me. It's the self-identification with the narwhal of me really just acting upon it's almost it's like almost emotionally incestuous in the way where the way me and the narwhal connect is it's essentially just my own connection with myself. And the more I explore it, the more I act on it, the more I'm actually fulfilling my own passions and desires, and I'm really more fulfilled, less fulfilled, more resolving the mental blockages in my mind that I have set up or set up by institutions or whatever. And I think that's really what the narwhal means to me. It's that self-identification in the realization that I am the narwhal. I am the narwhal. And I think that's okay. I think that's kind of what life's about, you know? All you can do is, you struggle in this world I think a lot of people struggle. I struggle with finding the thing that, we can identify with. That it's hard to feel seen in life in general. You feel as if, because you can never truly understood as a person, you can never truly be understood. It's impossible. Only you can understand yourself. And so I think people, but people seek that understanding. They seek to be understood, That's why we get close to people. That's why, people want that. And I think people search their whole lives for that. And I think that's what they get in their partners and their friends, to some extent. But I think, for me and the narwhal, it's more than that. It's a complete identification. And I think that's what the narwhal means to me. I think it's the idea of it as companion and as I said before, as a self-identification. I think that might make it the most important thing to me. And the most important thing in my life, and really even above that, the most important thing in general. As it is myself, and what is more important than myself, to myself? What am I but myself? I understand myself to be myself as, my name and my face, and as an extension of that, things I see around me and I surround myself with. But I think even beyond that, the narwhal is not one of those things that surrounds me. It is not a part of the things that I consider around myself, that I use to divide myself, but it is rather a symbol of myself that I recognize as myself. I see the narwhal, and I don't recognize it as something other than myself. I do not realize it as the other. I realize it as myself, and I understand it to be just a facet of my own being, and not in any kind of separation to any degree. It is just, I simply stare at it, and I see that I see myself, and I see me through my own eyes, and its eyes, which are my eyes, and I see myself through the narwhal who sees me through the narwhal which I am. And so really I am seeing myself through myself, which is a narwhal and a person. Which really, at this point there's no difference, because what is a narwhal? It's myself. And so really I'm seeing myself through the eyes of myself, and I am looking at myself and being watched by myself as myself. And I think the sooner I realize it, I think the sooner most people realize it, is the sooner things will change, and the sooner we can finally get these things that we want, and then that's the sooner people can fulfill that gaping hole in their hearts that they all have, that desire to be more, to do more. I think it starts with the understanding that, you are this being, you are this thing that exists, and you are this thing that has a limit, but also has no limit, which sounds paradoxical, and maybe it is, but you are this thing that exists in this world. You are an object within this world, You are a solid thing, but also you are so much more than that. You are the things around you and the people around you. no doubt, you are you are very much defined by those around you, and again, the things around you. And therefore, you shouldn't rely on, you shouldn't rely on purely you have to you kind of have to reflect against those things around you, to form that sense of self. And this is all to say that everyone has their own narwhal. And I think people just don't realize. I think people search for meaning where I find meaning. I think this whole narwhal trend has started because they see me and they say, I'm going to try to make the narwhal business a business because this man is making narwhal. But it's not about that. It's about understanding what the narwhal is to you and what creature it is and its meaning. And you have to find that in relation to yourself, because you can't find it in relation to other people. Because it doesn't exist. There is no narwhal to you, there's a narwhal to me. Maybe for you it's like a spider monkey, I don't know. Maybe you can make that into like some kind of LED fixture. But that's not, the point is that it is about how it relates to yourself. And not what it actually is, because a narwhal, to me, it's everything, but to you, it might mean nothing. And if you try to make it mean something, it won't mean anything, most likely. I mean, maybe it will. You might have to choose, a different kind of, class of it. I don't know if those exist, but, I don't know. I think that's what the narwhal is for me. I think it is the thing which I can use to identify and relate myself to, and I think it's important for people to find that. And I think it's beautiful when people find it, because I think most people find it to some extent, but also not. I think people often spend their lives trying to find this point of relation to exist at. They try to exist in some relation to something. I think people spend a lot of time trying to exist in a relation to things that are so alien and far off to them, and often far off to the people they idolize. They want these things, and they want to be in relation, and they want to be a thing which they simply are not. And that's not something it's very opposite of non-hopeful. It's very hopeful. People will need to exist. You exist in your own mode, in your own fashion and function than anyone else, and that's why you have to you don't make an oil refinery, make an LED factory, make a sweatshop where they make t-shirts in China and make it out of a very kind of rare animal that lives in Siberia or whatever, and you make that as good as you can possibly make it, because that is your job and your calling, and that is your relation to this world. That is the thing you can use, and that is your relation, and it is made up of the things that have defined you, and you choose this animal as your main relation point, as something to identify with as yourself, And that's all to say, I think that's what the narwhal means. And not just to me. I think the narwhal it's really a wonderful creature in how horrid it is. That's what kind of makes it wonderful. And that's everyone. That's what I am. I'm wonderful in the ways that I'm horrid, and because I'm horrid, I'm wonderful, and because I'm so multifaceted and awful, I'm wonderful. And that's what the narwhal means to me. It's that it can be something so horrible and twisted and ugly and deserving of a cruel, cruel death, but yet so beautiful and hopeful and signaling a beautiful future and a beautiful mode of living. And I think that's what the narwhal means to me personally. And I think that's what it could mean to a lot of people if they were only to open their hearts to the idea of a narwhal powered, again, oil refinery and or lithium batteries. Perhaps I'll call up Elon Musk for this proposal, but that's what the narwhal means to me. But thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. That's about what the narwhal means to me, and I appreciate it. And I find the life, find the love, find the peace, and find your own oil refinery and lithium battery production animal, or a related or equivalent animal and or production line or use is what I'm saying. Thank you.